Before we start today's show, I want to remind everybody to get those podcast reviews in on Apple and on Spotify. As a reminder, once we hit 100 reviews, I'm giving somebody 100 bucks. So 100 reviews equals 100 bucks. Simply leave your social media handle in the Apple review. Spotify, if you want to be in the mix, send a screenshot on that rating system. So it takes 2 seconds. If you're listening to it, pause right now. Just pause. Go ahead, pause. Leave a rating, leave a review. Boom. You get a chance to win 100 bucks. It's that easy, guys. All right. Should we start the show? I think we should. Let's start the show.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to another episode of the Andy Ruther Show. I just got a text right as we were about to start. Where do these texts come from? I just got a text. Hello, is this Chris? I'm Lena. Lovely Pet Shop gave me your phone number. Says your British short hair needs to be adopted. Right? Do I mess with this person? It looks like they're trying to adopt a dog, which is a nice thing. It's a good thing to do. Do I mess with them? Like how am I on all these numbers? Like how am I on this list? Lovely Pet Shop gave me your phone number. I'm gonna Google this real quick. What's Lovely Pet Shop? I don't see a Lovely Pet Shop in Cincinnati. I see Liv's Lovely Treehouse. I don't see a pet store named Lovely Pet Shop. Do I just hit him with the D's nuts? Do I hit him with the you can adopt D's nuts? I think I might. It's kind of mean. It's juvenile. I kind of want to hit him with the meme, you can adopt these nuts. I'm going to do this live right now because I'm a child. And again, we've gone over this. I think it's funny. I'm a child and it's pathetic, but I don't really care. I'm going to say that. You can adopt these nuts. They're going to be like, what is this guy doing? I mean, like these lists, like what, why are we all on these lists? Do you guys get this? Listen in. Do you just get these random text messages, random phone calls? I get them all the time. All the time. I need to start recording them. I got one yesterday. They kept calling me and I was feeding Isla and she was making a lot of noise and Brittany had just gotten home. So there was excitement, right? Because mom was home. So she was excited to see her. And I put it on speaker when they called again. I just let Isla talk. And so she's, speaking baby gibberish and they hung up right away. And then they stopped calling me. Like, is that the move? Just pull out the phone and have a baby talk? And when they don't understand you? Sometimes I speak Spanish. I just say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Or just an hola. No hablo inglés. That's a good move to do, by the way, when you get in those spam calls. Start speaking Spanish, basic level Spanish. I kind of want to learn Spanish again, by the way. I don't know if this is a dumb pipe dream. I took 3 years in high school. No, did I take 3 years in high school? 3 years in high school, my first semester of college, then no Spanish for a couple years. Then I go live in Madrid for 4 months, immersed in the culture, only around Spanish. My host mother speaks no English. So I picked it up, at least as far as understanding it, pretty well after 4 months there. And then I go back to St. Louis, Missouri, and then there's no Spanish. And a few years later, I moved to Las Vegas, lots of Spanish, lots of Mexican people. Same thing for LA. But I've thought, like, wouldn't it be cool if I learned Spanish when Ida learned Spanish? I don't know. I'd like to do it. I'm sure it's not cheap. Like when she turns 2, have her learn Spanish, and then I start relearning it or trying to become fluent for once. I don't know. Rosetta Stone, I don't know what they do. I'm not around. See, the Spanish people, the Mexican people have not come to Cincinnati. Like they're here, but they're not here, if that makes sense. Like we need more Mexican people here because we need better Mexican food. Might be my favorite food, Mexican food. It's a delicious food. Like if you put a gun to my head and said you either have to give up Mexican or Italian, I might just pull the trigger because I don't want to give up either. I think Mexican food and Italian food would be the toughest things to give up of all the foods for me. Love me some burritos, tacos, but I love pasta too, right? There's so many variations you can do. It'd be really tough to give up Mexican food. I actually, now that I think about it, it might be easier for me to give up pasta than it would Mexican food. Burritos, tacos, quesadillas. I love all that stuff, man. Absolutely love it. Yeah. In fact, I went to Taco Bell last week. Yeah. Guys, I went to this is how ridiculous I am. I went to Taco Bell a day after I saw my doctor because I was concerned about my heart. Like, take me through your thought process, Andy, the inner thought process of yourself. You're concerned about your heart, and then Friday night around 9 o'clock, you go to T-Bizzle and absolutely demolish one of their new box meals. That's what I did. Exactly what I did. I went and I got one of these new box meals. What is it? The Lux? The Lux box at Taco Bell? It's called the Lux Craving Box. For $7. Listen to what you get for $7. You get a medium fountain drink. Don't care about that. I'm a water guy. Don't really care about the soda. But for $7, you get a Chalupa Supreme, a beefy 5-layer burrito, a double stacked taco, and chips and nacho cheese sauce. So again, a Chalupa Supreme, a beefy 5-layer burrito, a double stacked taco, and a side of chips and nacho cheese. And my fat ass was like, that's not going to be enough. And I was right because I hadn't eaten for a while. I threw in an extra double stacked taco. So I had 2 double stacked tacos, a beefy 5-layer burrito, a Chalupa Supreme, and nachos and cheese. And I'm looking at the calorie content right here on Taco Bell's website. The beefy 5-layer burrito is 500 calories. A double stacked taco is 320. So I had 2 of those. So now I'm at 1040. A Chalupa Supreme is 360. So now I'm at 1400 calories. And then chips and nacho cheese sauce is 220. So I had over 1600 calories just sitting down with Taco Bell. And I was still hungry. Like Taco Bell occasionally just hits the spot, and it hit the spot. And these craving boxes that are new or whatever some of these companies have, something like this, it's smart because it gets guys like me. I'm like, $7? That's a deal. Dude, shit is expensive now. Now, do I regret it? Yeah. I regret it the next day, especially when I'm trying to get healthy, trying to get in better shape, trying to eat better. Just threw that out the window. I was by a Taco Bell, and there's only one close to me, so I was by another one, and I just thought, man, T-Bizzle sounds good. When was the last time I had Taco Bell? I probably get it twice a year. But when you get like this actually hit the spot. It wasn't a shitty Taco Bell. It tasted good. It hit the spot. And this was after seeing my doctor and getting an EKG. Right? I've felt like weird things around my chest lately. and I was a little scared because sadly, I've known 3 people who've had heart attacks in the last month, 3, and a few of them are right around my age. So it's kinda scary, right? So, I saw the doctor, and I got an EKG, which I don't even know what that stands for, and let me pull up what he said. I like my doctor a lot. I went over everything. He says, "You have a normal heart rhythm, occasional premature beats from the top chamber of your heart." That's what I was feeling. This may cause palpitations or sensation of fluttering in your chest, but it is not at all dangerous. If palpitations become regular or bothersome, there are medications we sometimes use to control the heart rate better. This likely will not be necessary in your case. But I think it's all stress, man. That's the truth. I think it's all stress. I'm such a believer in the mind body connection. I think I've been stressing. I have not been exercising, which then causes stress because I don't have an outlet. I know people who have heart attacks. Think about that. Think about my dad had his first heart attack right around my age. He was about to be 42. Now, my dad smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. So that's a little different. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't really smoke weed that much. So it's totally different. But yeah, I saw the doc, and then I'm gonna do a stress test as well. Take that stress test after eating some Taco Bell, son. By the way, I have to laugh about this, and I'm not trying to be mean here, but I have to explain the irony of the person at the doctor's office who scheduled my stress test. So I go see my primary care physician. Again, really like this guy. He's a great doctor. We run the EKG. He says, "Look, everything's fine with your heart. Stop stressing. Start eating better, less red meat. Get back on your cardio routine, the whole 9 yards." He says, "Next door is where you can schedule the stress test. We don't do this in office. You're gonna have to go, to a different location to get on the treadmill for that." The woman who scheduled the stress test with me, no lie, was 400 pounds. And I couldn't help but chuckle on the inside of the irony because here I am, a mostly in shape, even though I haven't been doing what I should. But like I'm mostly a skinny dude who, at the very least, is going on walks every day with the dog or with my daughter. I still am relatively in shape, and here I am stressing about my heart, thinking about all these things and serious stuff with heart attacks and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here stressing about it. And the woman who is scheduling my literal stress test is like 400 pounds. Knows that. Like, we're like, she probably can't get up. She's one of those people who's on like, I'm 800 pounds and I live in my basement. I don't know what those shows are. I'm 750 pounds and all I eat is Thai food. Those shows on the Learning Channel, which completely jumped the shark. I think they're on the Learning Channel. I don't know. I'm 600 pounds and all I do is eat kitty litter. I don't know. There's a lot of weird shows out there and people watch it, but she was like one of those people. She damn near could have been 500 pounds. And I almost wanted to say to her, I know this is going to sound mean. I wanted to be like, Clarissa, or whatever her name was. Do you see the irony here? I'm standing right in front of you, a relatively in shape, skinny dude, and I'm scheduling a stress test for my heart, and you can barely breathe. Like, do you kind of see the irony here, Clarissa? Because I think it's hilarious. By the way, Clarissa, hit up that Taco Bell with me later because it is gonna be awesome. But I think a lot of that is stress related. Why people get the heart attack. Why they get the heart attack. What am I talking about? But why you get a heart attack, I think a lot of it is stress related for sure. And I haven't been exercising like I did in 2020 and 2021. 2020 and 2021, I was great. My goal, which I did, was I would do cardio 80% of the month. So I would do hard cardio, like hard running, minimum of 30 minutes a day, or swim hard at least 30 minutes. It was always at least 45. It was more like 45 minutes to 60 minutes a day, 80% of the month. So 24 out of 30 days of the month, I'd say you're going to do at least 30 minutes to 60 minutes of intensive cardio. And I was great with it in 2020 and 2021. I think it helped me deal with all the personal stuff I was, going through. That's one of the reasons for sure I got through was through everything was that. But I've fallen off, man. I've been lazy. I've been lazy. There's no excuses. I've been lazy and I eat like a fat person. It's the truth. And I felt better after the EKG. In fact, I felt so good the next day I went to Taco Bell. And the truth is I've been thinking about that Taco Bell. It's pretty good. It's pretty I mean, here I am like 4 days later talking about Taco Bell. I was like, "That was pretty good Taco Bell," you know? But I gotta get rid of that stuff, you know? I'm like a big fat person at heart. So, can't do that because then it will kill my heart. I can binge eat, I can eat crap like that, and I think I've been told a lot of it since I stopped drinking 10 years ago, it goes to food or it goes to other things, right? It can go to food, it can go to, like, sex, it can go to other addictive things, but food's been a battle for me. But, sometimes you gotta eat T-bizzle. Sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta go there, and, I did. By the way, side note, it's insane that my dad had a serious heart attack at my age. I can't even imagine what my mother went through, and I talked to her about it at times. She had 5 kids, 5 boys. The youngest was, like, 7, 8 months old, my little brother, and the oldest was 11. So she had 5 boys between a baby and 11-year-old, and my dad has a heart attack, as in, like, he almost died heart attack kinda, not I know there's different degrees of heart attacks. I believe he was in intensive care for 10 days. I vaguely remember visiting him in the hospital. I remember all that stuff hooked up in his nose, but it's crazy to think my mom had to deal with that, and I remember her telling me all these thoughts go through your head, like, "If he dies, I'm here with 5 boys. How am I gonna do this financially?" But then all the other random stuff. She goes, "I didn't even know how to turn on a lawnmower." Just stuff like that goes through your head. What am I gonna do? I don't know how to do these things, these basic things. And I'm sure that was terrifying. That had to be. Your whole world just taken from you, and thank God my dad obviously pulled through, and then he had so many heart issues after that. I don't know how many. I think he had 3 heart attacks. The last serious one, my dad had quadruple bypass surgery in 2006, I believe. So, he was lucky to live through that, the doctor said. He wasn't, the doctor was surprised that he didn't just keel over on a treadmill one day. So, we have it in our DNA. The Ruther boys do. Not a good heart history, so I should really lay off the Taco Bell. More chicken, more fish, less meat. That's what I gotta do. I wanna be around for little Isla and Brittany, so but come on, occasionally, man, little Taco Bell. I saw something which made me laugh related to Taco Bell. I was just messing around, on my usual Anderson Township moms and friends. I hadn't actually gone in a few weeks. So I don't even know how this came up, but I went to Anderson Township Moms and Friends, and sure enough, some Karen complained about Taco Bell, the local Taco Bell here in Anderson. What a segue, right? I eat Taco Bell. I'm thinking about Taco Bell. I'm talking to you guys about Taco Bell. And sure enough, some Karen went and posted on Anderson Township Moms and Friends about Taco Bell. So let's bring it back. Karens of Anderson.
It's going crazy and she's at it again, causing a scene out in public and steadily tripping, threatening to call the police for no legitimate reason. Why? Because they always trying to use their privilege.
Shout out again to DJ Sizzle for that Karens and Anderson intro. So a little Karen went on Anderson Township Moms and Friends. This is a little older. I believe it's 2022, but she went to complain about Taco Bell. So let's look at what Kara had to say. So Kara says, heads up to those who like Taco Bell and Beachmont. Their new policy is to only give one, which is in caps, sauce per item. So they're only giving one sauce per item. I like at least 3. I tried to pay for the extra 4 sauces, but a no-go. What the question mark? Won't be back until they change their policy. No cars in the drive-through line at 5:30 p.m. By the way, that's a bold move, Kara. You're eating Taco Bell while it's still light out? Like, even my savageness and my disgusting diet, I'm eating Taco Bell when it's dark. Dude, when you eat Taco Bell when the sun is out, like that's just next level savagery behavior, right? Like eating Taco Bell when the sun is out, you should almost be locked up for that. That's criminal behavior. If you're going to get Taco Bell, it has to be dark out. It either has to be dark out or the sun is coming up because you're getting Taco Bell because you've been partying all night. Those are my rules. You can't really eat Taco Bell in the daylight. So that's a savage move here by Kara to do this. Also, she's mad that she couldn't get more sauce packets, hot sauce packets, I should say. She likes 3 per item. It's a little extreme, Kara. That's really extreme. 2, cool. 3 hot sauce packets? You really hate your toilet. You really hate your butthole. You just hate it. I mean, I would not want to live with Kara. If she's putting 3 hot sauce packets per Taco Bell item, that's just pure fire out your butthole. That's like an Isla diarrhea dump. It's disgusting, to be honest. I would not want to be married to Kara. I would not want to be her child. I wouldn't want to be her dog. I wouldn't be her cat. I wouldn't want to be in the house after she ate all that. So she's complaining about this, which, I don't know how I feel about this. Things cost money now. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe I'm a little biased because I work for Gold Star and I do work for Tom and Chi, which Gold Star also owns. So now I'm kind of in that world and I see people complain. Now it is weird that she offered to pay. That's how desperate she is for hot sauce. That's pretty insane. She offered to pay extra for hot sauce. Like, go to the grocery store, go to Kroger, get a big thing of Tabasco, get a big thing of Cholula. Come on, you got options here, Kara. So she complains on Anderson Township Moms and Friends, and of course, we got to get to the comments. Then everybody just dunks on this Taco Bell. Last time I went, they forgot to give cheese in my tacos, says Patricia. Jen hops in. I've never been happy with that location. Sherry just dunks on the whole organization. Taco Hell sucks anyway. That didn't get a single like. deservingly so. Then this dude starts ranting about which location he goes to, et cetera, et cetera. Then Amanda hops in here. It's all women. It's all women hopping in here. Because this is something a dude would not complain about. No dude is no dude is complaining about this. No dude is hopping on Facebook to complain about the lack of hot sauce because you know what? Men are embarrassed. Now, I'm not the normal dude because I'll post about it because I'm a sick bastard. But I think men are not going on there because they're like, I don't want the world knowing that I got Taco Bell at 5:30. She got that for dinner, man. When's the last time you got Taco Bell for dinner if you're under the age of 25? I'm sorry, over the age of 25. I mean, that's just a reckless move. She better have been stoned. Like, that's the only excuse for Kara to eat Taco Bell at 5:30 p.m. is if she's stoned. And even then, it's sus. What else we got in the comment section? It's all women. Farron says she's a woman. I would have simply said, okay, I'll stay here until I get my sauces, not moving. They would have given them to you. Just bottleneck the drive-through for everybody else. Samantha hops in. Shit, corporate greed at an all-time high. Yeah, but not really. I mean, is that corporate greed? I don't know. They give you one sauce per pack. Also, can we look at the people who are working at a Taco Bell? These. First of all, I'm just going to say this. I think everybody should have to work in the food service industry at some point in their life. Every single person should have to have at least one job in the food service industry. And this is why. All these Karens going on Facebook to complain about Taco Bell, complain about the policy. Guys, these companies have these policies for a reason. They have them for a reason. Things are expensive. I don't know if these little Karenitas have realized inflation is a real thing and it's been going on for a few years now. And from the perspective of them, they say, oh, it's just packets. And I get that. But also things cost more money for the corporation. You're still getting a free hot sauce packet. One is enough per taco. I'm going to make that stance. One is clearly enough. I get it. You want extra? Not being able to pay for it, that is odd. But look, this is the policy. I bet none of these women worked in the service industry. I've spent years working in the service industry. I worked at McDonald's in high school. I worked at so many different restaurants in college and in Los Angeles. I waited tables. I bartended. I bussed tables. I've worked in so many different restaurants. It's a thankless job and people can be total assholes. That's the truth. And not to diss Taco Bell employees, but you're not exactly getting brain surgeons or future brain surgeons that are working the drive-thru at Taco Bell at 5:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. You're not getting that. So readjust your expectations. I know there's a lot of bad workers out there. Trust me, I see it all the time and it's frustrating and it's annoying. But guys, we have to readjust. We have to reevaluate and lower the bar for what we're getting at a Taco Bell. You just have to. And also, when you're a 16-year-old kid, you don't have any say. If the corporate policy says one sauce per item, that's what they're going to. The 16-year-old who's a junior at the local high school, at Anderson High School, doesn't have any pull. So they just go through and everybody's complaining. And then Vicky, of course, Vicky, Vicky, she's next level, Karen. Call the corporate office and complain. Then she goes on a personal story. I had a problem with Lee's Chicken at 1179 Ohio Pike. They charged a fee for using a MasterCard debit at the drive-thru. It is against MasterCard rules to be charged a fee for using a MasterCard debit card. Lee's refused to make a refund. This is what's happening these days. Take your business elsewhere. You tell him, Vicky. What I have a problem with, again, with all these Karens is that your expectations of a fast food restaurant are the expectations of a 5-star dining restaurant. You're going to get bad service. I've just learned to accept that. Now, we can debate whether it's right or wrong that I've accepted that, but I've just accepted I'm going to get terrible service if I go to a Taco Bell, if I go to a Wendy's, if I go to a McDonald's. And I also know, as someone who's literally worked in fast food, I'm not going to be too big of a dick because they're going to be the ones spitting in your food, rubbing it on their testicles. I've done it. I'm just saying I've done it. It's not my proudest moment. I've done it. And not at a fast food restaurant, at a boutique high-end restaurant, at a hotel in Santa Monica. I've done it. Again, not my proudest moment in life. I have a lot of very unproud moments, but I have rubbed chicken mayonnaise on my testicles. I have. I have rubbed lemons, freshly cut lemons on my balls and then put those on the plate for somebody to squeeze that lemon juice that is mixed with my sweaty balls and sweaty nut hair. I have done that. I did that because people were dicks and they were incessantly mean and rude and not friendly, and it took me to that place. It's a real thing, people. So while you're going off to the 16-year-old who's a junior in high school, he's telling this dude in the back, hey, mess with her quesarito or chalupa. Take that Supreme taco and rub it on your taint. And that's what's happening. So just beware, Kara. Next time you complain, and you took it to Facebook. It's unbelievable. It's egregious, to be honest. And then all these other women just hop in. Oh, wow. They wouldn't even let you pay for it. WTF. That is pretty funny. What do you expect, guys? What do you expect? Just, again, lower the bar. I feel like we just need to lower the bar in the United States of America. The bar is so low on so many things. It really is crazy. The bar is just, it's low. You know, it is what it is. And I don't know where everybody went. I've been saying it for years. I don't know where everybody went. Where did everybody go? Where did all the workers go? Every single restaurant, every single fast food joint, every single store says now hiring, looking to hire. Where is everybody trying to be a TikTok star? Is everybody an influencer? Where'd everybody go? I mean, the thought of making $15 an hour, $20 an hour if you live in California, the thought of making $20 an hour in high school working at a Taco Bell, I can't even imagine. It'd be the best time ever. If I was 17 years old, I got unlimited Taco Bell, and they paid me $20 an hour to work there, I would dream of that. And I know I'm going to sound like a boomer here, but I remember growing up, my neighbor gave me $20 a week to take care of his yard. He gave me and my little brother Mark $20 a week to take care of his yard. Straight cash, homie. $20 cash. And I loved it. Now, as a side gig, I still had other employment when I was in high school. I had other jobs, part-time jobs. But I remember thinking, wow, he pays us $20 a week. It's about 2 hours a week to take care of his yard, cut the grass, rake the leaves in the fall, weed, trim the bushes. $20 a week. And that was so much. I was like, wow, $20 cash. This is great. Now they're paying people $20 an hour to flip burgers at In-N-Out in California. $20 an hour. And they can't get people to work. Every single place now hiring. And then when they do get people to work, they get people like Kara. Nice little substitute for Karen, by the way. Karen, very similar. Loses her mind over hot sauce packets. Just lower the bar, guys. That's all I'm saying. Let's and I I gotta listen to myself because I get so annoyed too. My bar is too high for common sense. I need to adjust my bar because I get annoyed and frustrated easily. And that's a problem I have. My patience, I've talked about it. It can be an issue. The stupidity of people. I get annoyed. And it just happened last week when I took Isla to the doctor. I have an 8 a.m. doctor's appointment for like a routine physical for her, 16-month physical or whatever it is. The parking lot's basically completely empty. Completely empty, right? I think they open at 8 a.m., the doctor's office. I pull in. This guy pulls in too, right next to my car. And I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed because I have to open the back seat, the back passenger seat, and she's in a car seat, obviously. And so I'm so annoyed. I'm just so annoyed because I want full room to open it to pull her out of the car seat, right? Like it's when you have kids, you'll learn you want as much space to open that car door. And this dude had an entire parking lot of where he could park. I don't ever park next to somebody if I don't have to, if there's tons of spaces. I think people are going to hit my car because there's a lot of bad drivers. Shout out to Walt Ruther. Rest in peace. It's something he taught me. Don't park right next to somebody if you don't have to. And two, I don't want to be right next to somebody space-wise. So no lie, he sees me pull into that spot, a completely empty parking lot. And he pulls in right next to me. So I'm in a bad mood already because I got to take her to doctors at 8 a.m. and it's a little early for her. So she's cranky, she's fussy. I'm dealing with all that. So I hop right out to open her door, run around the back of my little car to open her door before he can get out to basically say, F you, dude. Why'd you park here? You're going to wait in your car as my door is open and I get out my 1-year-old daughter. You know what this dude does? He opens his door too. He opens his door. He basically is getting out of his car as I'm reaching in to pull my 16-month daughter out of my car. And he gets out of his car. And he's like basically next to us. So I'm even more annoyed. And then he goes, she's such a cute baby. I'm like, dude, I hate you right now. I truly and utterly hate you right now, sir. But she is a cute baby. Thank you. And then I had Isla give him the finger. I've taught her that now. But again, I need to lower my expectations. That's my point. I was so annoyed. And I get so annoyed, same way when I was at Costco yesterday and people just leave their carts. It drives me crazy. People just leave their carts in the aisle and then they start looking at stuff. Just there's no self-awareness. The lack of self-awareness now with people is next level. And I get so annoyed. But I need to adjust. That's on me. I need to know, hey, dude, you're going to Costco. It's a lot of dumb people. Not even just dumb people. It's a lot of people unaware of social stuff. Like that's a social understanding to not leave your cart right in the aisle when there's a zillion people trying to shop. That's a basic social understanding. And a lot of people don't have it now, but I need to adjust, just like the Karens need to adjust when they go to Taco Bell. But I want to do one more. I did see another one. And this one, here's the deal. It made me laugh. You guys might think I'm just an asshole for this. It made me laugh because it's just so extreme and there's a lot of layers to it. So why don't I pull this one up? Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me pull it up all the way on the screen. What we got here? Okay. Here it is. All the way on the screen. All right. This is from Emily. This is from June 27th, 2022. It's about 2 years old. And she has a picture of a man at a gas station. And it says, this, in quotes, man proceeded to follow me off Beachmont and into the drive-thru at Fifth Third Bank. Apparently, I cut him off on Beachmont. And then she puts in parentheses, to my defense, I had just learned I assume she meant some absolutely devastating news from my teenage daughter. So I was caught off guard and I'm sure I wasn't paying attention. Okay. So Emily confesses she was a bad driver. She learned some disturbing news from her daughter. And this is what happens. She says he had some choice words for me as I was withdrawing cash. And this is what he said. Hey, learn how to drive, you stupid fat bitch. Is that how you drive with your kids in the car, you dumb fat bitch? What are you doing? Getting your $5 out of the ATM to go buy some Crisco? And then he proceeded to stare me down while gesturing like he was shoveling food into his mouth. All this in front of my teenage daughter and her friend. I hope you're proud of yourself, little man. You seriously need to get a grip. Okay. That is probably one of the funniest ones I've read. I mean, look, the guy's a psychopath if this really happened, and he's insane. But the fact that he treated her like she was a character in a 1980s comedy is hilarious. It's also terrifying to me that she would take a picture of him and post him on Facebook. Why would you do that? Then he knows who you are. If this guy's so psycho that he followed you up to the bank after you cut him off, and he's psycho enough to call you a stupid fat bitch, and then he makes a joke about Crisco, which, by the way, I would not make. If I was going to make a fat joke, I wouldn't say Crisco. Interesting move. And then he's gesturing to her, the food eating, the thing I do to my daughter to say, you want more? You hungry? You want to eat? He's doing all that all in front of her own daughter and her friend. And then you go on Facebook and you post this picture. That's not a good move. It's not a good move, Emily. Because then he knows who you are. And I hate to say it, Emily, he can find out exactly where you live. He can find out everything about you. Google, it exists, people. I feel like not many people understand that. You can find out everything about somebody. You can find out a lot. But also, the thought of being cut off, and then he drives, and he follows her, and then he makes a bunch of fat jokes. Again, sounds like a 1980s comedy. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the scene from Teen Wolf, one of my favorite 80s comedies, where they're playing the game, and the guy gets the ball, and he says, shoot it, fat boy. This scene right here.
Shoot it, fat boy!
Oh boy, I gotta play that again.
Shoot it, fat boy!
And then he drains it. What a great movie, by the way. Yo, Teen Wolf is a great movie. Like, where are we putting Teen Wolf in 80s comedies? It's got to be up there. What a great premise. He's a werewolf, which then makes him a good basketball player. And think about this premise. He's a werewolf And when he turns into the Teen Wolf, he becomes a great basketball player. And on top of that, his rival is like a 25-year-old who's in high school. And he bangs the rival's girlfriend, but she stays with her 25-year-old boyfriend. There's a lot of like subplots here. Every time I hear the Beach Boys song, "What Surfing in the USA," I think of that scene of Teen Wolf. It's a great movie. I mean, it really is. It's a great movie. I love 80s movies, man. I could watch 80s comedies all day. I watch 80s movies all day. 80s were a time. That's something I could do on the podcast. I could rate my favorite all-time 80s movies. Anyway, that's what this guy reminded me of. This guy reminded me of a villain in a 1980s movie. And he goes and he follows her and he makes a bunch of fat jokes, which is wild in 2022. When was this posted? Yeah, 2022. I mean, to fat shame somebody in this day and age is wild. But here's what I love as well. She posts the picture of the dude, and then she blurs out his license plate. like what? You've already posted a picture of the dude, and then you're gonna blur out his license plate? Like, you can't show his license plate, but you show the dude? By the way, this guy's not exactly an Adonis either. So, like, he's calling her fat. I mean, he doesn't look like a shredded Olympian. What's this guy doing? And you can imagine the comments were off the chain here. They were just off the chain here. A lot of people are saying that she could call the cops, complain. I just don't know what that is. Like you can't call the cops for bullying, right? Hey, this guy made a bunch of fat jokes, and he said I was going to go use the ATM money to get Crisco to shove fat food in my face. Like, I don't think there's anything there. But then, of course, it turns into this. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, only a matter of time. Reagan, who of course is a top contributor on Anderson Township Moms and Friends. Reagan says, somehow I'm not shocked men feel more empowered to act this way towards women this week. Oh, was that the week that Roe v. Wade was overturned? Interesting. So she tried to make it political. That's what Reagan was doing. And then I had to laugh because where did I see this? Hold on, let me pull this up. There's so many comments here. Oh yeah. This is where is it? Sorry guys, I'm losing track here. Where's this comment? I saw there's so many comments here. Oh, this was it. So somebody writes, Laura writes, crackhead energy right there. I'm sorry that happened. No one deserves this. Oh, and this was Reagan's first comment. So of course Reagan's going after Reagan. You got to love this. So Laura calls this guy a crackhead, which he sounds like a crackhead. If he's that psycho that he would follow her. Reagan, of course, writes, I think it's important to not stigmatize drug addiction. Oh my God, look at this, Karen. I think it's important to not stigmatize drug addiction or excuse this type of behavior as somehow so out of the norm that it must be drug-induced / addiction-like energy. And here we go. Get your bells ready for the white male comment. Here it is. This isn't crackhead energy. This is toxic white masculine energy that is empowered and emboldened in our society to act this way. No, it's not. What did I just say? It's not emboldened. You think, Reagan, you think dudes are going around? You think dudes are going around fat shaming people? No, again, that maybe in the 80s, maybe in the 90s, nobody's doing that now. And I had to look. Of course, guys. Take a guess what color hair Reagan has. Take a guess. Of course, she has dyed blue hair. I mean, it's like, it's spot on. How come was there like a convention? Was there like a convention for all the white women who wanted to complain about male toxicity? Was there a convention that said you have to dye your hair either blue or pink or sometimes both? Like, was there a meeting? Did they all get together and do that? It's so funny. The thick male would go around and say that. I mean, look, it's pretty funny though. Again, I'm not saying it's right. It's pretty funny that a dude who's that psycho would do that. And it's also funny to me that she would then post it and not be scared for her life. Like I've been in that position. You ever honk at somebody and then you feel like they're following you and you're like, whoa, maybe I shouldn't have honked at that guy or given him the finger. Like I got a little road rage in me, for sure. But man, they follow you. That's a little scary. This dude followed her to the bank to roast her about her weight. I'd be terrified. If I cut somebody off and then they followed me, dude, I'd be shaking. I wouldn't be posting it. I wouldn't be putting my name. She's putting her name out there. You can look up where you live. You can find out everything. You find out where you work. The internet's a crazy place, man. But of course, nobody would say that, right? Nobody's going to say that. It's just, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. Do none of these women, do none of them go to therapy? I mean, look, guys, I go to therapy. As someone who's been going to therapy for 5 years. Now, very inconsistently the last year, which again, something I need to do better, just like I need to eat better and exercise better. But I'll tell you what, I always feel better after therapy. It makes me feel better. Posting on Facebook's not going to make you feel better. It's not. Talk to somebody. It's real. It helps. Trust me. I had a therapy session a couple weeks ago. It was my first one in 4 months. I felt a million times better. I always feel better. Shout out to my guy, Seth. He always makes me feel better, right? Work through demons, personal stuff, whatever it is. Air it out in therapy. That would be a good business. Therapy for Karens. You just go on Facebook. You see when a Karen does a post and you just send a message. Hey, it sounds like you're dealing with some things. You want to talk to me? You give like a Karen special, maybe? Like a promo code Karen. You get half off your session, $25 off your first therapy session. Use that. I don't know. I think a lot of these women need therapy. And the truth is, I think everybody should go to therapy if you can afford it, if you can, if it's possible. It's a great thing. Therapy is one of the things that honestly changed my life in such a helpful and beneficial way. I recommend it for everybody. Everyone. It's very helpful. So when I see a lot of these posts, I laugh and I say, I think a lot of you need therapy. We all need it, but especially some of you Karens. If the lack of Taco Bell hot sauce packets is going to force you to go online to complain about it. I'm not a therapist, but I'm going to play therapist and I'm going to say there's something else going on in your life, right? There's something else in between your ears. There's something else going on up here. It's not the Taco Bell hot sauce. It's something with your relationship. It's something with your kid. It's something at work. I think that's what it really is. Maybe I'll start my own therapist. Non-licensed therapy with Andy Ruther. Welcoming all Karens. Come to daddy. Come here, Karens. Come here. Give you all a discount rate. We can talk about it. We can work through it. I'll even let you in if you got the blue or pink hair. That's everybody is welcome to Andy Ruther's therapy. And if you guys want to get something out there, you want to get something off your chest, you want to have a question, you want to have a thought, a comment, we do have a hotline. It's right there on the screen, 859-935-0078. That is the hotline for the Andy Ruther Show. Once again, 859-935-0078. And that will always be in the description of the podcast as well. So give a ring. Give me your thoughts. Give me your questions. Whatever it is. Tell me I suck. I don't really care, guys. It's all out there. It's all there. So you can do whatever you want. And as always, drop a review. If you like the show, drop a review on Apple. Drop a rating on Spotify. And then you qualify for that $100 I'm going to drop to someone's Venmo when we get 100 ratings / 100 reviews. That's what we're going to do. So go ahead and do that. And I'll be staying tuned to that to see when we get to 100. I'm excited about that. And we'll see what happens from there. All right, guys, that is our show for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate every single one of you. Take my advice. Go talk to somebody. We all need it, right? Get you some therapy. All right, guys, much love. Peace.